we today?
Hi everyone, we are downtown Calgary at the Freedom March, starting here shortly, and just pulled into the parking lot here, and we've got people of all sizes and ages that are just pulling their cars in and heading on down to the march. So stay with us. There's going to be lots of things to see today, big and small. Check it out. It's awesome. Hi, so we're just heading out and we came across these two young little ladies here. And why are you guys here today?
For freedom, the fight for our rights.
The fight for your rights. And I see you've got some megaphones.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so what are we shouting out with these big things here?
Freedom.
Freedom, freedom. And what's your name?
Harlow.
Harlow. And what's your name?
Charlie.
Charlie. And Harlow, why are you here?
To tell people fight for our rights and be positive.
Be positive and fight for our rights. That's awesome, ladies and gentlemen. You girls, high five it. High five it. Good job. We'll see you down there. Well, here we are. We're down at Calgary City Hall, and there's a lot of people out here. The energy is great. This is what people need to be doing right now. It's just, peacefully getting together and let people know that we're just not going to sit back and stay in our homes and allow this to happen. Freedom is a right. It's not a privilege. And nobody has the right to take that away from us. And we've got signs, tyranny versus freedom, little girls, world flu order. Hey, sir, how are you today? Good. What's your name?
Stephen.
Stephen. And why are you here, Stephen?
Because I think we're in the middle of a pandemic and we're in the middle of the Great Reset, as they say, and we need to put a stop to it, for sure.
Awesome. And so what's your part? What do you feel? Why are you here? What are you going to contribute?
I'm going to contribute my voice and my time and my effort to put a stop to this, and I try and I talk to my family and I talk to my friends about it and why we should all be here banding together to make this stop.
Awesome. Awesome. High five.
Thank you.
They call you racist if you don't want to agree with their terms. They say that diversity is strength. Well, no, it's not. Unity is strength. And remember this, Canada, that we, so long as we are this close and this happy and this eager to defend our rights, there is not a damn thing that they can do to take our rights from us. Thank you.
Absolutely, and we're going out over. Oh, there. Here, let me take my glasses off. That way, I don't look like I'm some internet star.
We want to make sure everybody recognizes who he is.
It's absolutely wonderful to be here in Calgary. I decided I was. They kicked me out of my building because they were tearing it down in Toronto, and they said, "Get the hell out!" And here's $15,000. Now get going. So I did, and I jumped in my minivan, and I drove from Toronto all the way out across Saskatchewan. I stayed about 2 weeks into Saskatchewan, and now I'm here in Alberta. And I'm up in Edmonton. We drove down today to be here for Brad's rally. It's wonderful. Look at the turnout. How fantastic is this? I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen. Get off the couch. Come on out. We need the support. This whole thing is all lies. Welcome. Thank you very much.
The establishment playing chess on the backs of the citizens is over. Pipelines. I was in the convoy that traveled to Ottawa 3.5 years ago. We went from Alberta on February 14th for the love of our province, for the love of our industry. And because we fought for our industry, we were labeled racists. We were labeled white supremacists. We were labeled everything in the book, and now we have a tinfoil hat and we're crazy. Well, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, the conspiracy theories are no longer conspiracy. You have Justin Trudeau openly saying on air that Agenda 2030 and the pandemic is playing perfect into the Great Reset.
So the challenge today is, instead of the Great Reset, it's about political reform. And if we're going to reset anything, it's let's reset our parliament and our electoral officials. So here we are again, and you are?
Brad Kerrigan.
And Brad, why are you here?
Freedom's the key. Unity. We need to change the society, the way the society is looking at this COVID, because we've been lied to. There's a lot of misinformation. The government won't tell the truth. The fake news media won't let us understand what both sides of the story. So it's all tainted, and we need to get back to the reality of what's going on.
And you're one of the organizers of this event.
That's right. Yep.
And you're going to be doing this once a week, every week?
Well, what's happening is they're trying to take our rights away. They're going to start putting up roadblocks soon, like in other provinces, like they're doing in Australia, where all of the rights are being infringed upon. We can't allow that in Canada or in Alberta. What we need to do is we need to come together as a people and realize there's a fraud being perpetrated against us. And in that perpetration of this fraud, they're taking away the rights. They're forcing innocent children to wear masks that are creating damage in their lungs through the bacteria infections, etc., etc. People are wearing masks as a way to propagate the fear of this fake nonsense. We have to take our rights back.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for hosting this today. It's been a great turnout. Have you been happy?
Very happy. Next week, twice as many people.
So next week, City Hall, 1 o'clock.
On Saturday.
Oh, Saturday.
28th.
You got it. You heard it. So introduce yourself. Here you are at the Unity Rally.
Yeah. My name is Patrick King. I was one of the members of United We Roll that rolled all the way to Ottawa back in February 2019, and we drove all the way to Ottawa in a convoy of Alberta oil and gas trucks and citizens and tried to fight for our rights for our industry.
Now, tell me a little bit about that, because as I understand it, Antifa got all the really good spots in front of Parliament Hill there for their demonstration, but you guys kind of got tucked away to the back.
Well, see, there's something that you didn't see there, and I was actually the one who actually I accomplished it. Antifa did show up on the advice of our Liberal government. We have a 233-page document showing the Liberal government inviting them to come and counter protest. But what the Ottawa Police Services did for us was they coordinated them off and kept them at bay down on Wellington Street. At that time, they were creating a ruckus and trying to slash tires and stuff on our units and everything. But when we got back down there, I was able to break the barrier between 147 Ottawa Police Service members and jump the line and talk to them. And we actually shook their hands and we smudged with the natives and we all came to dialogue. And that's something that the media failed to mention, was the fact that we broke barriers while we were there. Not only did we win our pipelines back 2 days after, but we also engaged in conversation. The media took it once again, the media, the virus that they are. They showed it in a different light, which wasn't anything what it was.
Not part of their narrative, right? So
knocked it right out of the park. They didn't even show up the next day.
So why are you here today? Why is this so important to you?
So for me today, I was invited to come down and speak on the basis of the COVID vaccine and the COVID pandemic. For me, I've been fighting for this country and our sovereignty. I've been fighting for our rights and our freedoms all the way across the country, all the way over across the world. I've been to Sweden and Switzerland, speaking on stuff like this. This is the last kick for us. We're so far behind the 8 ball with this agenda that the governments are trying to push on us that it's time that citizens start to take up the course and they start to stand up for their rights, because if we don't, we're going to be so done. It's not even funny. We are going to be living in concrete jungles, 100% dependent on the government's subsistence, whether it's food, money, work, it doesn't matter. They're pushing a socialist agenda here, and we're going to kiss democracy goodbye.
I did a video a few months back on communist Canada.
Right.
And my mistake, unfortunately, was I said it was coming, but I have to agree. I think it's already arrived.
It has arrived already, and actually I was in an interview with CBC a few weeks ago when I was pushing against Black Lives Matter and Antifa. We did an interview, and the lady comes up and says, did you not know that communism is legal in Canada? I said, did you not know that Canada is a democracy? so communism can't be legal here. She says, well, we already have a communist party, the Chinese Communist Party.
She's telling the truth. We actually do.
We do, yeah. And right after she said that, that's when they found Trudeau had given the Chinese Communist Party $200 million in a backdoor deal to help promote them. So when your government, your democratic government, is getting into bed with communist parties, your eyes got to open. You got to see this for what it is. No longer these conspiracies are happening, and people aren't doing anything about it. So it's time that we start doing something. We have the power as Canadians. We have the power as citizens to do this. No more are they going to play the game of chess on my back.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. So you can find me on Facebook under Pat King. I don't hide under no banner. I am who I am. I'm just an everyday guy. I've got YouTube under Patrick King. I'm on Parler, MeWe. I'm on all the platforms. I'm on Wimkin, as well as my YouTube's taken off pretty good. So catch me on YouTube mostly. That's where I'll be.
Fantastic. Thank you again.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
So, the Myth is Canada logo is the Canadian flag with the Jolly Roger coming through it. Well, one has to first understand what is the Canadian flag. In 1976, the Canadian military decided to use that Canadian flag on their uniforms. The federal government sued them for trademark infringement and won. So that Canadian flag that you think is your flag is actually the trademark for the Government of Canada, INC. How wonderful is that? So we thought, well, if the Pirates of the Caribbean and the Barbary Coast used to fly a friendly flag until they got in cannon range. So the friendly flag that the Canadian government INC flags is the Canadian flag. Well, the Pirates used to pull down the friendly flag and then raise the Jolly Roger. And hence, that's why we have the Jolly Roger coming through the Canadian flag. To let you people know that the Canadian government, the provincial governments, the city governments, they're not friendly. They are pirates, and they're here to steal from all of us. And that's the story of the logo of the Myth is Canada. Thank you very much for letting me tell it.
Some of the signs are reading, question everything, practice media distancing. It's a good day out here. Seeing such a mix of children and people from all walks of life. This is refreshing. If everybody was feeling a little bit like they've lost some hope and they were not sure, take a look around. This is amazing. If this doesn't make you smile, I'm not sure what will. It's like, don't give up. Make sure your voice is getting out there, and make sure you're heard. So, lady here, I wish for hugs, freedom, fresh air, and human rights. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it means to live in a democracy, to live in a free country that can have freedom of association, people coming together. Our wonderful police officers are stopping traffic for us. This is about as good as it gets when democracy works, when freedom is allowed. Our police officers here today, thanks to them for coming out, to supporting us, to make sure that we can cross the road safely. And, people today are demonizing a lot of what are police officers. There's good and there's bad in everything and in everyone. But, we have to take a look at the reality. And we've got good people here that are working to keep us safe and to support us. And our hats go off to our police officers who are doing a good job. So we're here today with
Diana,
Cassidy, and I see you're here with your brother and your father.
boyfriend, and that's her dad.
Boyfriend and dad, wonderful. So why are you guys out today?
I'm out because I don't want this to be their world.
Our future.
She's 18, she just graduated, she can't go to university, she can't travel, she can't make life choices right now because we've just been stopped. So I'm prepared to do anything so that they can have a free world.
And how about you?
It's clearly obvious that this needs to happen and we need to start showing up, and there needs to be a lot more people than there is, so I think it's important to get the word out.
And so what are you guys hoping that this accomplishes?
Well, they obviously need to start looking at the facts and figures, and they need to realize that there are vulnerable people that need to be protected, but you can't destroy everything to save people from something that has been, viral infections have been killing people since humanity started. We need to be able to move forward. We need to be able to have a future. And until the government admits that they've way overreached and way overstepped, we just have to keep fighting.
Wonderful. Thank you all for coming out today and saying your part. Next time, bring more friends.
That's what I said. This age group has to stand up. It's their
this
future.
is our future.
You bet. There we go. Thank you. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. More police officers cordoning off the area for us to safely cross the streets. But every time we stop to talk to someone, we fall behind. It is just so amazing to see young people out and engaged. Just look at the number of people that came out today. Can you imagine? All these people come together, peacefully walking by. And the lineup, they're still coming by. There has to be 1,000 people out here. And the smiles, the cheers, the spirit is just energetic. It is so nice to see people who have such expressions and such passion for freedom. And this has been an experience, let me tell you. Next week on Saturday, 1 o'clock, they'll be doing this all over again. This is not the time to take advantage of the fact that there's other people doing this for you. You need to get out here and you need to show your support. Fight for your children, fight for your freedoms, fight for your rights. And what a great time it is. Here's our young ladies. Hey girls, how you doing? All right. And here comes our police officers behind us.
And the channel is called Half Blind Hecklers.
Half Blind Hecklers.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I'll look it up.
All right, you guys. Bye. Half Blind Hecklers. Remind me to look that up. So here we are. We've done the march and we're back to where we started at City Hall, and people are still in great spirits.